Hello, it's me, and got a box to open. This one comes from Ottawa, Ontario.
Wow!
Yeah, Ottawa, our Canadian cousins. So let's see what Ottawa has to offer.
Yeah, what does Ottawa have?
That's a good question, Ottawanians. Anyway, oh, this is the Casper White.
Wow!
And the Shift Black.
Ghost tubes.
That's right. How did you know that?
Tubes.
This looks like an ice cream sandwich, actually. It's made exactly like that. Very well wrapped. It's making me hungry.
Daddy.
Yeah, honey.
You want to do these outside?
Sure. After I do this unboxing.
Okay, Dad.
I'm curious. So wow, look at this, Evan. This is a ghost, obvious ghost.
Whoa.
Right.
Cool.
And it looks like a 1x2x3.
Cool.
Okay, so being so this is a 1. Is it by 2x3? It looks like we're 3 across here, we're 2 across here. So it's a brick type puzzle. Even looks like a brick or an ice cream sandwich. It comes in this direction and then it can turn. Well, this is a neat little puzzle. It turns really, really well. It's FDM printed. What a cool concept. And in my attempt to get as many ghosts as possible, I figured I would get this as well. So yeah, moves really, really well. A neat, cute little concept. I'm gonna have fun playing around with this one. Okay, so this one is called, this one is called the Casper. I guess because it's a friendly ghost. So this one looks, well, more like a cube than like a brick. And this one is, it's another one. Oh wow, the movement, yeah, the movement is interesting. It seems a little kind of loose, but let's see what we got. This is 1, 2, 3. So this is from Polytwist Designs. So this is actually a 2x2x3. So this is a ghost 2x2x3. So now that I know the structure of it, I should have a slight easier time of figuring it out. It's very, very turnable here, like I say. So 2x2x3, so it's a cuboid. Cuboid of the domino type. So this is a domino cuboid, where the middle only kind of mixes with itself, whereas the top and the bottom mix with each other. Alright, well I'm going to play around with these puzzles and probably come back at you with a solve. There you have it. Thanks for watching. Hello, it's me, and time for another unboxing here. This box slices from the middle for some reason. This store comes from Russia, I think. Anyway, let's see what we have. Interesting box. Hopefully I'm opening it up correctly. Let's peel this away here, make it a little easier. Slice this over here. Okay, so this is a fascinating one. This is from Grigor Shuva. This is from Grigor Shuva. Living Puzzles. Interesting name. Okay, so we can see a cube. So getting back to the basics. And when I saw this, it fascinated me because of two things. Number one, I like shape mods of other puzzles. And number two, I love circle puzzles. Put them together and you have this. Let me very carefully cut this. Okay. Boom. Am I done? Am I in? I'm close. But maybe not there. Okay. Okay, so this particular puzzle, angle this down. I've had trouble with that in the past. So what is it that I'm looking at? It's nice and weighted, nice and heavy. So what kind of movement do we have here? I'll tell you. And just telling you the name probably isn't going to give you much of a clue as to what this is, but this is called the Persistence of Mastery. Persistence of Mastery. So let's start off with some turns here. Oh, okay. Very smooth over here, as you can see. And smooth over here too. So what is it that we're looking at? Well, actually, it might become more apparent when I do a more superficial cut, and I'm curious about what that's going to look like. But you can see this circle over here? So let's see what happens here. But you can see this circle here, and okay, I'm very pleasantly surprised. This moves really, really well. So it is a circle puzzle, and you can see we have 4 layers, just like you would see with a master puzzle. I'm going to be working on the movement of this a little bit. I can see that once I get it moving, There we go. It moves pretty well. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we're looking at is we're looking at an axis version of this, of a crazy 4x4 or circle 4x4, where all the circles are stationary. So that's really what this is. So it promises to be a challenge simply from a perspective standpoint. This is really smooth over here. And I think once you get this moving, this is quite smooth as well. So this looks like another model here. Well, what if I were to move it in such a way to see what a shape-shifting move would look like? So this is going to take some perspective. Well, let's move this to here. Perspective jumbling here, and let's move this here, and let's move this to here. Okay, is this a proper place to get a slice move here? And I don't know that it is. Probably isn't. Okay, and that's just because of my own unfamiliarity with the pieces here. So what I can start off with is if I make a move, because it's an axis move, so I have to figure out what are the corners and what are the edges. I can tell you I'm very, very happy with the movement. Alright, so I'm going to have a lot of fun trying to figure out the perspective here. Okay, where's another? Okay, I think I've got something going on here. Alright, this is really good too. Okay, so here's a shape-shifting move. I have no perspective on the general shape of this yet, but I will. I'll move this to here. Okay, now this can move over to here. But before I do that, what about the circle move? Okay, good. So that's really good. Like I say, something that will detract from the solvability of a puzzle is its playability. Okay, I can tell. So this is the center here. This is the circle center. It's amazing. Okay, and right now I'm making sure that I can turn. Maybe if I lubricate the puzzle. Because once I start, it does okay. All right, very good. So I can move it even with one finger. Okay, excellent. So I was fascinated by this puzzle, fascinated by the ingenuity, fascinated by how it's put together. So I guess if I were to look very closely at it as to what moves do what, here it's pretty obvious, but it's an axis puzzle too. So as an axis puzzle, it is a perspective bender. So I have to figure out what are corners and what are not. So as I move this around here, am I to believe that this is a corner? So corner. Wow. Yeah, it looks like I've got 4 different shapes of corners. Perhaps this is a corner, this is a corner, this is a corner. No, that's 3 corners. This is a cube after all. I don't know that this is a corner. Alright, so if I move this here, this is in corner position. Okay, this is in corner position. So 1, 2 away from a corner, 1, 2. So maybe this is a corner. Or I'm still thinking, no, it can't be that. Alright, so I'm going to have to really discover this. I'm really going to have to take a look. But this is just sort of a taste of what this looks like. Move this here, and maybe I can make another move here. Yep, sure can. Yeah, just like that. So you can see how this is going to get, well, crazy. But by the true extent of the word. Now, I don't want to scramble this as of yet, so I got to make sure that I put these into the proper place. But as I was turning it, I couldn't quite remember where this was supposed to go. I'm quite sure this doesn't belong here. I'm thinking maybe it belongs here. Alright, now, I leave open the possibility. Okay, I thought I might have scrambled it, but I was just scrambling this into here. Okay, so this is it. The Persistence of Mastery. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get a perspective of it, because ultimately when solving a puzzle like this and correlating it like this, This is what I would call kind of a real 4x4, because it's a couple puzzles in one. That these are actually the centers over here. So, as such, get this on camera here. You have to find out what correlates with what. But I've got this piece here, so this is a corner. What if I were to figure that out right here, right now? So this is a corner. This is an edge. Just above this, which I think is the true center of this side. And this is also the true center. And then this is the outer edge, which means this is the corner. So this is the corner over here. Okay, which means these two are also the true centers, and these are the edges. Okay, so this is a corner, this is a corner. Here and here, and this is a corner. So I'm thinking corner, corner, corner. Wow, it's amazing how these two pieces look the same, but they're not both corners. This is amazing. So corner, edge, center, center, edge, corner. So this is a corner. It does look subtly different from that. And as I turn this around here, edge and edge, center, center. You may be wondering why I call that center and corner. As I'm coming around here, edge, edge, center, center, and corner. And then edge, edge, center, center, corner. Wow, okay. So corner, 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 and corner. And these guys here are sort of the true centers that I have to place. And because they're the true centers, that means that this center and this center are actually the same piece. So if I'm correct, these pieces here will never separate from each other. Okay, so I have had a lot of fun solving a puzzle like this, and this is only going to add to that. So I would say it's really, really well done. I'm going to see just how well it scrambles and how well I'm able to get used to the motion. Once I've defined the pieces, I think I'm going to be able to make it much more playable, because I'll know where to turn it. Because once it's turned where it needs to be, now that I know the corners actually, I'll put the next corner in here, which actually comes from here. So if I line this up here, this is where the corners ought to be. So because of that, everything should move completely freely, and it does. The next corner to come in will be this one. Boom. So now that I know this abuts this, it still moves freely. Okay. So now that I have that figured out, I should be able to move this quite freely, which I can. Okay, so let's put the next corner in place, which is this, right over here. And upon doing that, it should move, whoop, actually, yeah, that's the corner. Should be right into here. Therefore, yep, it turns freely. Okay, so I think I got it. Let's stick the other corner in here. But notice as I'm defining it more, I'm able to turn it a lot easier. So this should turn quite smoothly here, and quite smoothly here too. We're a little snagged, but not too bad. And now this should also be able to move, and move quite freely. Yep. Okay, now I don't want to get too far down because I'm dragging small pieces. Okay, let's continue to move this back. My hope is that I did not set this into a scramble. Good and good. Okay, so my purpose of that was just to show that once you get familiar with the puzzle, it moves really, really smooth. Excellent work put into this. Again, I'm always amazed at the ingenuity with this. It looks like a very stable, very playable puzzle, and the more I'm using it, the more smooth it's getting. Well, I've got to come back at you with a scramble and a solve of this. A puzzle this good just has to be shared. Anyway, my hope is to vie for some mass production of this bad boy here. And, wow. So this was brilliantly designed by Braden, who has done a lot of fascinating work, and made by, and of course put out by Grigosa in his living puzzle shop, which is always synonymous with quality. All right, I'll come back at you with Scramble to Solve with this, and I'm very excited to play with this puzzle. Thanks for watching.